Hi guys. Identify the number of solutions to a linear equation. A linear equation is an equation that when graphed creates a straight line. It's going to blow your mind. The first four letters to linear is line. Because when you graph it, it makes a straight line. Whoa! Alright. So linear equation is any equation that when you graph it, it makes a straight line. You guys will be graphing equations, I think next chapter. All the equations you've had that do not have exponents, those, when you graph it, are a straight line. There are three different types of linear equations: consistent, inconsistent, and identity equations. Consistent equations have one solution. You solve it, you end up with x equals 4, for example, or y equals 10, or z equals 143. That is one solution. 4 is the answer to what x is in that equation, or 163 is the answer to what x is in that equation. The other type is inconsistent. There is no solution. When you do your steps to try and solve for a variable, you end up getting 0. Your variables cancel out, like x minus x is 0, and you ended up with a number on one side of the equal sign, a number on the other side of the equal sign, and they're not equal. 5 is not equal to 0, or 10 is not equal to 2, or 3 is not equal to 2. When your variables cancel out, it's either inconsistent or identity. If it does not make a true statement, there is no solution. You might see it written as empty set. Empty set means no solution. You guys use the words for now, okay? Identity, your variables cancel out, and you ended up with a true statement, like 5 is equal to 5. Yes, 5 is equal to 5. Or 10 is equal to 10, or 3 is equal to 3, or 0 is equal to 0. That means that you have an infinite number of solutions. And you would write that. There is an infinite number of solutions. Let's go through some examples. The directions will look like this. State whether it's consistent equation, an inconsistent equation, or an identity equation. Remember, consistent equation has one. Inconsistent has no solution. Identity has infinite number of solutions. Justify your answer. Justify your answer by showing your work. So you're just going to solve it like normal. I have parentheses. I cannot do this inside because it's a variable. So I have to do distributive property. Don't lose your negative sign. 3x plus negative 12 equals, don't lose your negative sign, 2x plus negative 2x. My equal sign, I want to combine everything on the same side. There are no like terms here, so 3x plus negative 12 equals, on my right hand side there are like terms, 2x plus negative 2x. 2 plus negative 2 is a 0, so that is 0. You write your 0. Add 12 to both sides. Because it's 1 on each side of the equal sign, I end up with 3x, it's a lovely 3, equals 12. Divide both sides by 3, x equals 4. That means I have one solution. Which one of these three is one solution? It is consistent. Consistent equation. One solution. And your solution is x equals 4. So all of this is your answer. Okay, this is another problem. In order to figure out if it is consistent, inconsistent, or identity, we need to solve it like normal. 7x minus 1, that does not simplify. This, I have distributive property. I don't want to lose my minus sign, so I'm going to add the opposite. Equals 3x plus negative 6 plus 4x plus negative 4. On my left-hand side of my equal sign, I cannot simplify, but on my right-hand side, I can simplify. I do not want to do any adding the opposite because I need to simplify what's on the same side of my equal sign first. So this stays the same, equals, these are like, these are like. 3x plus 4x is 7x. Negative 6 plus negative 4 is negative 10. Now I want to get all my variables to one side, all of my constants on the other. So I'm going to subtract 7x. 7x minus 7x is 0. Bring down my minus 1 equals 7x minus 7x is 0 plus negative 10. I'm going to simplify. Negative 1 equals negative 10. Okay, my variables dropped out, so I know it's not a consistent equation. So I have to look, is it inconsistent or is it identity? Is this a true statement? Does negative 1 equal negative 10? No, it does not. Because it is not a true statement, I know it is inconsistent with no solution. Inconsistent, no solution, this is my justification. All right, state whether each equation is inconsistent, consistent, or identity. One solution, two solution, infinite number of solutions. First thing I'm going to do is simplify it. I need to do distributive property. 5x plus 5 times 3/5 is 3. 5x plus 3 equals 5x plus 3. I can stop right now. I know I have the same exact thing on both sides of my equal sign, so it is going to be an identity equation, an infinite number of solutions. But if I don't see it yet, I can keep going. So minus 3 to get my constants together. 5x equals 5x. Those are 0. Minus 5x. I get 0 equals 0. At any step, when I see that these are the same thing on both sides, I could have stopped. 0 equals 0. Yeah, that's true. So I know it is an identity equation, and there is an infinite number of solutions. This is my answer, plus all of this is my justification. If you figure out it has a consistent equation, one solution, you have to find that one solution, otherwise you're not finishing the problem. All right, story problem. Stool A is 4 inches taller than stool B. C is 2 inches taller than stool B. Stool B is X inches tall. I have more than one item, so I'm going to create a chart. I have stool A, I have stool B, I have stool C. Stool B is X inches tall. Stool A is 4 inches taller than B. Stool B is X. So A is X plus 4. C is 2 inches taller than stool B. Stool B is X. So stool C is X plus 2. I now have a table indicating all of my heights of my stools with only one variable. I've already done that. A is X plus 4. C is X plus 2. The total height of the three stools, is this. So we're going to create an equation. The total height of the three stools. That means I'm going to have to add them all together. A plus B plus C is 3x plus 6. What's the height of stool A? X plus 4. Plus, what's the height of stool B? X plus, what's the height of stool C? X plus 2. That's equal to 3x plus 6. I'm going to solve this equation now. At least I'm going to try to. There's my equal sign. Do I have like terms to the left? Yes, I do. So I'm going to combine those. X plus X plus X is 3x. 4 plus 2 is 6. Oh, look at that. I have the exact same thing on the left side as I have on the right side, so I can be done. I know that this is an identity equation. When there's an identity equation, there's an infinite number of solutions. So there is no height of stool B. Any number would work for how big stool B is. So can you solve for height of stool B? No, you cannot solve for height of stool B. Explain. Because there is not a single answer, but an infinite number. An infinite number of possible heights. Period. All right. Oh, look at there. If the problem has both fractions and decimals, turn the decimals to fractions or the fractions to decimals. Make sure that they're the same thing if it's a terminating decimal. If it is a repeating decimal, they both need to be fractions. Homework, page 109, numbers 1 through 4, and 15 is extra credit if you could do it without any help. Your quiz is next Tuesday.